Hi, I'm Jack Leeser. In today's video, we're going to go over the introduction to lunging. This is Lisi. She's a 2-year-old Friesian, and she's a pretty well-mannered little girl. She just, doesn't really know much yet. And so I thought this would be a great way to show how do you take a horse that doesn't even know how to go out and move around and set that up. What are the first steps to take your horse and get him out there and start moving around you? And that's what I want to go over here today. So I want you to think about you're standing in front of your horse, or the horse really is standing in front of you, and you find your spot, and then imagine that spot is the center of a big clock. And the horse is standing on 12 o'clock. So I want the horse standing on 12 o'clock with 2 eyes on me, and then back just a little bit. I don't want him too close on top of me. So I ask her to step back. That's nice. So roughly an arm's length away to the nose. That's a good place. Now I get a visual of if I'm going to go to the right, I'm going to go to 2 o'clock. If I'm going to go to the left, I'm going to go to 10 o'clock. Because what most people do is they tend to go off either to 9 or 8 o'clock or 3 or 4 o'clock. So when they send their horse out, they're pointing way off out here. If I do that, that's really telling the horse to come into my space and cut across the circle. So I want you to think about 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Those are the 2 numbers that you're really looking for. So my horse is on 12 o'clock. I'm going to ask her to go out to 2 o'clock. So I point out to 2 o'clock saying, hey, can you bring your front end out there? Can you bring your nose out there? Now in the beginning, and see how she kind of walks into my space. So I'm going to set it up again. So I find that space, say step back away from me, don't get too close. Now I'm going to point to 2 o'clock, and I'm actually going to walk towards 2 o'clock in the beginning to say, hey, step your shoulder out there, because see how she kind of stepped into me and just walked right through me, really. So we don't want that. We want her to almost pivot out to 2 o'clock and then walk forward. So she's out there, so now I'm going to just ask her to move a few steps around me. Now as she's going, then I'm going to just slide the stick down her hind end, ask her to tip her hind end away from me. So she's done a little bit there, but she hasn't gone all the way. I really want her to get that hind end to unlock and to where I have 2 eyes on her. So I put a slight feel in my lead rope hand, and I'm just tapping on her, saying, hey there, not bad. So she's still at a little bit of an angle, but at least I got her to face up to me. So again, I'm going to back her up. She's too close. Now I have a new 12 o'clock. Where she ended up here, now this is 12 o'clock, so 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. So I'm going to say, let's go off to 2 o'clock again. So I point there, and then I bring my stick and energy up to her nose to say, out there. Don't come into me. So we'll do this again. So I set up. This is my new 12 o'clock. Thank you. And then I'm going to say, let's go off to 2 o'clock. So can I get her shoulder? That was nice. So she actually stepped her shoulder off and away from me. And as soon as she steps out, then I can bring the stick back onto her back and say, hey, can you step on forward? Can you move out and around me? If she slows down, I tap her, saying, stay with me. And then I'm going to turn towards her, slide the stick down her hind end, ask the hind to go away from me. So in a disengagement, there, and that was nice. And now she's faced back up to me. It's my new 12 o'clock. I want her to back up a little bit. So I throw a little life and a little energy. Now I'm going to change stick and rein to the opposite hand. And now we're going to go off to 10 o'clock. So I point off to 10 o'clock, I start walking, and then I use my stick to say, hey, let's get out to 10 o'clock. Don't run into me. So. And she got out there, and then I'm gonna say, can you? Of course, now she's facing back up to me, so I'll just start over. So I've got 12 o'clock. We wanna go to 10. So I'm saying, can you bring your shoulder, get your nose and your shoulder, that was nice, out there. And as soon as she goes out, then I say, would you like to go forward? So asking her to go out and around. And then I'm going to turn, slide the stick down. Ask her to disengage that hind end. Put a little feel on the lead rope. And there's a disengagement. It's not quite all the way. Yeah. So now I'm going to ask her to back up. And this is my new 12 o'clock. So she tends to always be a little bit close, but she's getting better and better. So this is the first time for her doing this. So I find my 10 o'clock, I look off over there and say, hey, would you like to go out there? And I encourage her nose and her shoulder to go out to 10 o'clock. Yeah. And as soon as she came back in with the shoulder, so I'm saying, no, stay out there. And I'm just using a little bit of the handle to say, no, don't come into me. Or I can tap on her rib cage saying, wherever I need to say, no, don't lean. So that I'm just saying 10 o'clock's over here. Bring your shoulder and your nose and your shoulder out there. Don't run through me. And this is her big thing, is whenever I've got her online, she just wants to take that shoulder and push it into me and through me. So we're developing that control here. So I'm going to get her to face up, ask her to back up a little bit. And I'm going to get her just a tiny bit farther away from me so I have a little more space when I go to send her out. So I focus off to 10 o'clock, saying, hey, would you like to go out there? Encouraging that front out. Yeah, and that was a lot better. And then I say, let's go forward. And I don't want her ignoring me, so that's why as soon as I ask, I put a feel. I want a response or a try. And if she's not, I'm getting a little firmer. Saying, stay with me. Disengage. Yeah. Check, she stayed out of my space a little better that time. I'm going to back her up. And then I'm going to say, let's go off this direction. So I go off to 2 o'clock. And that was pretty nice. Now I'm saying, stay up here with me. So I'm walking off and around on the circle. So in the beginning here is I'm going to go walk off with them. And as she gets this and progresses, then I'll stand more and more in the center and have her do more of the work. So she's not quite there. And then I'm going to ask her to back up. And then we're going to go off to 10 o'clock. So I focus over to 10, say bring your nose out there, bring your shoulder out. Yeah, there. And then asking her to step forward. Because she just kind of goes, oh, I don't really think so. Don't really need to. So she could get dull really quick because she doesn't really care. She's not that sensitive. So she's like, oh, whatever. So I'm saying, no, no, pay attention to me. Don't come on me with your shoulder. And stay out, but don't come on me with your shoulder. See, she wants to push into me as we're walking around. That's it. She actually kept her shoulder out. So as she's walking around, she tips her neck out a bit, and then this shoulder comes in, and then she crowds into me with this shoulder. So she flexes out like that. Her shoulder drops in here, and then she pushes into me with that shoulder. And so what I did there is said, no, tip your shoulder out a little while you keep your nose in. And this is a little bit of a suppling too. So we're starting on that. Is saying, I need you to be using yourself well as you go around. And it's just very basic stuff. So that is the introduction, and really that's enough for her today with it. And the next videos will go into how does this progress into more and more and more till eventually you can stand here and have them going around you. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. If you like this video, please click the subscribe button below for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.